Level 1. Street-level vigilantes. The peak of human potential. The foundation of DC's superpower hierarchy begins not with gods or Kryptonians, but with humans. Individuals who have pushed intellect, discipline, and physical ability to the absolute limits of human potential. These are the street-level vigilantes, mortals who operate in the shadows, relying on strategy, precision, and willpower rather than supernatural power. In this category stand figures like Batman, Green Arrow, Deathstroke, Nightwing, and The Question. None possess superhuman abilities in the biological sense. What separates them from the ordinary is mastery of body, of mind, and of fear. Batman remains the defining model. In Batman Year One, 1987, Bruce Wayne trains across the world, mastering dozens of martial arts, forensics, and engineering. With an IQ near 192, he plans on the level of world-class tacticians, even creating contingency measures against his own teammates. His endurance, reflexes, and focus make him functionally superhuman without crossing biological limits. Deathstroke, introduced in Tales of the Teen Titans number 44, edges slightly past that line. A military experiment heightened his reflexes and perception, but his real advantage is prediction. He reads movement and reacts before an opponent finishes a strike. Green Arrow demonstrates human precision at its limit. In Green Arrow, Year 1, 2007, his bowmanship reaches absurd realism. Arrows fired mid-somersault, bullseyes at hundreds of meters. And heroes like Nightwing or The Question extend this level through tactics and detective reasoning rather than raw force. What defines Level 1 isn't strength, it's discipline. These characters still break bones, tire, and rely on preparation, yet they regularly survive encounters with metahumans and gods. Batman alone has resisted telepathic control from Martian Manhunter, JLA number 86, 2003, and even Darkseid's minions, Final Crisis number 6, 2009. Level 1 proves that in DC Comics, the human will itself is a superpower, the capacity to plan, endure, and keep fighting when logic says you shouldn't. Level 2. Enhanced physiology and metahuman mutation. The second level introduces beings whose powers come from altered biology, either through genetic mutation, scientific enhancement, or advanced cybernetics. They remain recognizably human but possess physical or sensory capabilities that clearly surpass natural limits. Black Canary exemplifies the mutation side of this category. Her canary cry isn't magic, it's a metagenetic adaptation. First documented in Justice League of America number 75, 1969. Her sonic emission vibrates air molecules up to destructive frequencies, shattering steel and incapacitating metahumans. She still trains like a street fighter, but her vocal cords function as biological resonators capable of leveling buildings. Bane, introduced in Batman, Vengeance of Bane number 1, represents chemical enhancement. The venom compound amplifies muscle density and reflex speed by stimulating constant adrenal surges. It multiplies his strength nearly tenfold, allowing him to snap Batman's spine in Nightfall. Yet he remains mortal. The drug's withdrawal leaves him crippled. Then there's Cyborg, Victor Stone, the technological variant. After a lab accident in DC Comics, presents number 26, 1980, his father replaced most of his body with experimental prosthetics derived from a mother box, an artifact of New Gods technology. Those systems interface with the Boom Tube network, granting near-instant access to any digital system and the ability to teleport across planets. Cyborg's strength and durability rival Kryptonians in short bursts, but his body constantly battles mechanical corruption and alien code-seeking assimilation. Early speedsters like Barry Allen before full Speed Force mastery also fit here. In Showcase number 4, 1956, the lightning chemical accident turned his molecules into a friction-resistant engine, letting him move at supersonic velocity without disintegration. At this stage, his power was chemical and kinetic, not yet dimensional. Level 2 characters expand on Level 1 by surpassing the human genome through science or mutation, but their energy output and consciousness remain finite. They can lift cars, stop bullets, or hack alien systems, yet they are still bound by fatigue, pain, and mortality. They are the first true superhumans in DC's hierarchy, creations of evolution, accident, and experiment, bridging humanity with the metahuman frontier. Level 3. Energy Manipulation and Elemental Metahumans. Here, power transitions from the physical to the energetic. Level 3 characters no longer rely on biology or technology to act. They channel the fundamental forces of nature and the universe itself. These metahumans manipulate lightning, magic, nuclear fusion, or even the metaphysical concept of speed. Their powers begin to shape the environment, not just endure it. The Flash, the Speed Force Conduit. Barry Allen, introduced in Showcase Number 4, 1956, defines this category. When lightning struck a mix of chemicals in his lab, it triggered a quantum event linking him to the Speed Force, an extra-dimensional energy field representing kinetic motion across the multiverse. Unlike earlier speedsters limited by physiology, Barry's molecules vibrate at superluminal frequencies, allowing him to phase through solid matter, travel through time, and perceive nanoseconds as hours. In The Flash, Rebirth, 2009, the Speed Force is revealed as a cosmic constant, connecting every motion in the universe. It fuels all speedsters, from Jay Garrick to Wally West. By tapping deeper into it, Barry can create lightning constructs, open wormholes, and even resurrect others through energy displacement. Yet prolonged use risks merging him into the Speed Force itself. The Afterlife of Motion. Firestorm, the nuclear fusion entity. The Firestorm Matrix, introduced in Firestorm. The Nuclear Man Number 1, 1978, combines nuclear physics and human consciousness. When Ronnie Raymond and physicist Martin Stein merged during a reactor explosion, they became a single energy entity able to rearrange matter at the atomic level. Firestorm can transmute any element, lead into gold, air into hydrogen, as long as he understands its molecular structure. In Firestorm Volume 2, Number 90, he fuses entire buildings into harmless vapor, and later in Brightest Day, 2010, he wields the White Lantern energy, briefly rewriting life and death itself. Firestorm embodies how energy manipulation at this level becomes conceptual. He doesn't just destroy, he redefines matter. Shazam, the Magical Dynamo. Billy Batson from Whiz Comics Number 2, 1940, channels the power of 6 mythological beings: Solomon, Hercules, Atlas, Zeus, Achilles, and Mercury. Unlike most heroes, his transformation is magical energy conversion, divine lightning that reconstructs his molecules each time he utters Shazam. His strength rivals Superman's. His lightning is both mystical and electrical, capable of dispelling enchantments or jump-starting alien technology. In Kingdom Come Number 4, 1996, he holds his own against Superman, and in Justice League War, 2014, his energy output neutralizes apocalyptic weaponry. Level 3 marks the rise of environmental dominance, powers that manipulate atomic, magical, or dimensional energy directly. The Flash commands motion, Firestorm rewrites matter, and Shazam bridges divinity and physics. These beings are forces of nature personified, able to destroy cities or rewrite physics, yet still grounded in mortal consciousness. They stand at the point where energy begins to think, and thought begins to reshape reality. Level 4. Cosmic, God-tier, and dimensional energy beings. At this point, power transcends the natural or even the elemental. Level 4 beings channel the fundamental forces that hold the DC universe together: solar energy, willpower, divine essence, or psychic potential. They no longer manipulate energy, they generate it on a cosmic scale. Superman, the solar engine of Krypton. Kal-El embodies the purest expression of biological energy conversion. Born on Krypton and powered by a yellow sun, every cell in his body functions as a living solar battery. Canonically explained in Action Comics Number 1, 1938, and refined in Superman, Birthright, 2003. His strength, flight, and heat vision come from photonic absorption. Under optimal conditions, he can shift continents and even withstand black hole gravity. The longer he remains under solar exposure, the more his body stores energy, leading to solar flare, states that release all reserves in a single burst. His limitations are psychological, not physical. The restraint that keeps him humane is the same will that prevents planetary annihilation. Wonder Woman, divine strength and mystical blessing. Diana of Themyscira, introduced in All-Star Comics number 8, 1941, is neither mortal nor god, but a hybrid of both. Sculpted from clay and imbued with divine power by the Greek pantheon, her strength matches or exceeds Superman's in bursts, augmented by magical weaponry. The lasso of truth forged by Hephaestus channels divine honesty, able to compel gods themselves. Her combat feats include battling Ares on equal terms and holding back the Anti-Monitor's energy spears during Darkseid War No. 2, 2015. While Superman represents raw energy, Wonder Woman is divine energy embodied, a synthesis of martial discipline and cosmic faith. Green Lantern, the power of will. Every Green Lantern wields a weapon powered by the emotional spectrum, with willpower as its core frequency. First detailed in Green Lantern No. 1, 1960, a lantern's ring converts thought into hard light constructs limited only by imagination and self-belief. Hal Jordan once reignited a sun and contained black holes through sheer focus. At this level, the user's mind functions as an energy generator. Discipline literally creates matter. When synced with the full emotional spectrum, as in Blackest Night No. 8, 2010, lanterns become near-divine entities briefly capable of resurrecting life. Martian Manhunter, the psychic and molecular apex. John Johns bridges telepathy, shape-shifting, and molecular manipulation. His strength rivals Kryptonians, but his greater power lies in psychic unity. He can read entire planetary populations, phase through matter by altering atomic vibration, and exist simultaneously across planes of thought. His only vulnerability, fire, derives from genetic trauma, not physics, underscoring that his power is restrained by emotion, not capacity. Level 4. Beings represent the god tier of corporeal existence. Those whose will, body, or spirit channels the raw engines of the universe. They define energy rather than obey it, yet they remain tethered to morality and identity. Their stories are about control, the tension between infinite capability and the human conscience that stops them from becoming forces of destruction. Level 5. Reality, time, and dimensional manipulators. At this tier, power becomes conceptual. Level 5 beings don't just draw energy or strength. They reshape existence itself. They can rewrite timelines, alter causality, and dissolve the distinction between matter, mind, and meaning. In the DC hierarchy, this is where the universe's operating system starts to bend under individual will. Dr. Manhattan, Quantum Godhood. First appearing in Watchmen No. 1, 1986, Dr. Jonathan Osterman's accident with an intrinsic field generator disassembled him at the subatomic level, reforming him as a being who perceives all time simultaneously. Unlike most metahumans, Manhattan doesn't channel energy. He is energy, a walking quantum field. He can reassemble matter from nothing, manipulate atomic bonds, teleport across galaxies, and exist on multiple planes at once. In Doomsday Clock No. 10, he merges his consciousness with the DC multiverse, effectively resetting timelines and influencing the birth of heroes. His awareness collapses past, present, and future into a single experience, meaning he doesn't see time. He exists in it entirely. Manhattan's flaw isn't limitation, but detachment. As his understanding grows, empathy diminishes. His story reflects what happens when intellect outpaces emotion, a mortal mind ascending to the loneliness of godhood. The Spectre, the Wrath of God. The Spectre, introduced in More Fun Comics No. 52, 1940, embodies divine vengeance. The soul of murdered cop Jim Corrigan bonded with the literal spirit of God's wrath, granting omnipotent power restrained only by divine order. The specter can manipulate time, resurrect the dead, or erase souls from existence. His size and form are symbolic. In Crisis on Infinite Earths number 10, 1985, he physically wrestles the Anti-Monitor inside the dawn of creation itself. In Day of Vengeance number 6, 2005, he annihilates the Lords of Chaos and Order, proving his reach extends beyond physical or magical law. Yet, the Spectre must be anchored to a mortal host, or he becomes unstable. Divine rage without purpose. He represents the transition from cosmic power to moral metaphysics. Power guided not by will, but by judgment. Trigon, the demonic multiversal conqueror. Introduced in New Teen Titans number 2, 1980, Trigon is a demon god born from the concentrated evil of a dying universe. His power spans dimensions. He can absorb entire realities and remake them in his image. In Titans number 4, 2016, he conquers thousands of universes across the multiverse, and in Justice League Dark number 12, 2019, he manipulates the magical hierarchy to challenge the Lords of Order. Unlike the Spectre or Manhattan, Trigon's abilities are emotional and metaphysical. He feeds on sin and fear, functioning as a constant of corruption in DC cosmology. Even beings like Darkseid treat him as an equal, recognizing that his essence transcends standard godhood. Constant themes at level 5. Every being in this tier rewrites existence. Manhattan reprograms time. The Spectre enforces divine will beyond law. Trigon recasts morality as energy. They are beyond physics but short of total creation. They modify reality within existing frameworks, bending its rules without replacing them. Their limits are philosophical, empathy, morality, or purpose. Without these, they collapse into paradoxes, power without meaning. Level 5 marks the beginning of omniversal resonance, where reality becomes a Level 6. Abstract and cosmic embodiments. At this level, the boundaries between consciousness and creation vanish. Level 6. Beings aren't powerful individuals anymore. They are principles given form, manifestations of cosmic law, balance, and destiny. Their actions ripple through universes the way wind ripples through oceans. They don't fight for dominance. They define the battlefield itself. Darkseid's true form, the god beyond the multiverse. Most fans know Darkseid as the tyrant of Apocalypse, but that's only his avatar, a fragment projected into the physical multiverse. His true form, introduced conceptually in Final Crisis number 6, 2009, and clarified in Multiversity Guidebook. Number 1, 2015, exists outside space, time, and matter. When this essence falls into reality, its very presence warps existence. Cities decay, time slows, and even concepts like life begin to unravel. This higher dark side is an archetype of tyranny, a universal constant representing the fall of free will. When he died in Final Crisis, the multiverse itself began collapsing into dark matter. He's less a villain than a cosmic infection, an idea so potent it can destroy universes by existing. The Anti-Monitor, Devourer of Reality. Counterbalancing. Darkseid's dominion is the Anti-Monitor, born from the antimatter universe of Quard in Crisis on Infinite Earths number 2, 1985. He feeds on entire universes, reducing them to raw energy. During the first Crisis event, he consumed infinite worlds until the multiverse collapsed into a single timeline. Later, in Darkseid War, 2015, his origin expands. Created by the Overmonitor as a counterforce, he embodies destruction as equilibrium. When he and Darkseid clash, their battle reshapes reality itself, tearing through dimensions and forcing the gods of New Genesis to flee. The Anti-Monitor's power comes from anti-life energy, the inversion of creation, the mathematical void that makes being possible by contrast. He doesn't merely annihilate, he restores cosmic symmetry through erasure. The Endless. The 7 concepts that govern existence. From Neil Gaiman's Sandman #1, 1989, onward, DC's metaphysics deepens with the endless. 7 anthropomorphic constants older than gods: destiny, death, dream, destruction, desire, despair, and delirium. They predate time and act as regulators of metaphysical order. Death ensures life's continuity by ending it. Dream, Morpheus, shapes imagination, giving birth to myth itself. Destiny holds the book of all actions and outcomes. Each endless can alter fundamental aspects of reality, yet cannot overstep their domain. They are laws personified. In Sandman, Overture number 6, 2015, Dream helps stabilize a dying cosmos, proving their scale equals that of gods, but with purpose rather than ambition. The World Forger, the architect of creation. Introduced in Justice League number 22, 2019, Alpheus, the World Forger, is one of the 3 brothers of creation alongside the Monitor and Anti-Monitor. His task is to forge universes in the World Forge, a realm of cosmic potential. He creates entire realities, then discards the ones unfit for survival, his hammer shaping matter, light, and narrative destiny alike. When heroes encounter him, they realize his power isn't simply constructive. He can erase potential futures, collapsing possibilities before they begin. He's a cosmic editor maintaining the multiverse's coherence. The meaning of Level 6. Dark Side, the Anti-Monitor, the Endless, and the World Forger exist as cosmic functions rather than individuals. They are the software of existence, the equation behind every story in DC continuity. Their conflicts represent philosophical tension: freedom versus order, creation versus decay, dream versus destiny. At Level 6, the universe is no longer backdrop. It's the body of these beings. Every heartbeat, every decision in the DC Omniverse resonates through them. Yet even they are not final. Beyond the gods, beyond the architects, lies the source from which all law and being flow, the Omniversal level, where the story itself becomes sentient. Level 7. The Omniversal entities and the source. At the top of DC's hierarchy exist beings beyond the multiverse, the creators, laws, and medium of existence itself. Power here isn't about destruction, it's about authorship. The Presence. First referenced in More Fun Comics number 52, 1940, and personified in Spectre Volume 3 number 60, 1998, the Presence is the supreme consciousness of the DC Omniverse, the origin of all divinity. Every pantheon, angel, and god draws from it. In Lucifer number 75, 2006, it grants Lucifer the freedom to create his own cosmos, confirming its status as absolute creator. The Presence rarely intervenes directly. It manifests through aspects like the voice or the hand of creation, maintaining cosmic order through will alone. The Source. Introduced in New Gods number 1, 1971, the Source is the raw energy behind all matter and consciousness. It exists beyond the source wall, the border separating creation from the infinite. When that wall shattered in Justice League, No Justice number 4, 2018, the multiverse destabilized, proof that the Source is the engine of existence. It isn't a being but a current of pure creation, powering everything from gods to physics itself. The Overvoid. From the Multiversity 2015, the Overvoid, also called the Primal Monitor, is the blank white canvas surrounding all stories. It is awareness itself, viewing universes as illustrations. When it interacts with creation, it spawns cosmic monitors, such as the Monitor and Anti-Monitor, its fragments exploring the nature of existence. Lucifer and Michael. In Sandman and Lucifer, the Presence's twin emanations, Lucifer Morningstar and Michael Demiurgos, represent will and power. Using Michael's divine energy, Lucifer builds a self-sustaining universe, proving even creation can create. They act as extensions of the Presence's thought, not rebels against it. Meaning of Level 7. The presence dreams reality, the source powers it, and the overvoid contains it. They form the trinity of thought, law, and medium. Their scale transcends gods like Darkseid or the Endless. These beings define those laws. Here, power equals authorship, universes are ideas, and existence itself is language.